everyone, welcome to this update video. I trust and hope you're doing good this morning. So we are looking at this graphic from the National Hurricane Center and we're seeing two areas highlighted. So we've got that area out in the main development region where we could see an airflow pressure form and develop headed to the vicinity of the Caribbean. But there's a second area southeast of Bermuda. So that is an airflow pressure that's loitering around there, and it's marked with a 10% chance of formation. So it has a very small window of opportunity to acquire some tropical characteristics and potentially become something over the next day or so. But the chance is not really there. The environment is not the most favorable where it is right now. And as we switch to the satellite imagery, here we can see what's going on. So it's a very tiny area of low pressure and there's some rotation going on with it, and we can see that little burst up of showers and thunderstorms associated with it. But again, it is going to be struggling with the unfavorable upper level winds. We can see lots of showers, thunderstorms scattered around in the Gulf, parts of the Caribbean, especially in the West Caribbean, and also within the vicinity of the Lesser Antilles. As we take a closer look here, we can see all of these colorful shadings and these white dots, which indicate lightning strikes. Now, as we take a look at the main development region, we can see that there is some activity out there as well. So there is a tropical wave headed to the west, and we can see some activity associated with it. Seems as though another one is coming off of the African coast, and that's something that we definitely want to keep our eyes on as well eventually once it is marked as a tropical wave, because models have been suggesting dual systems out there, maybe two systems, one behind the other. But with the cluster of showers and thunderstorms we see, with the scattered showers and thunderstorms we see across Lesser Antilles, that is in association with another tropical wave. So we really have two marked right now, but I'm expecting a third with that next system coming off of Africa. So here we can see them on the surface chart. We can see the area of low pressure southeast of Bermuda, and we can also see that tropical wave approaching the Caribbean islands. That's what's helping to influence the showers and thunderstorms. And then we can see that next one well to the west of the Cabo Verde Islands. So we may see an airflow pressure form associated with that tropical wave, and we could see some development of it as we're going to be heading into the new weeks. There's still some trends supporting that potential. So we'll go on to that in a moment. But looking at the rainfall forecast, so here we can see it. And we see a lot of color within the vicinity of parts of the Bahamas, Florida, Cuba, the Cayman Islands, parts of Jamaica. So there could be some periods of heavy downpours today and thunderstorms, especially in the afternoon hours. Similar thing for much of Central America, especially towards Guatemala, El Salvador, and parts of Honduras and Mexico. So it's likely to be active over there. Northern South America, some spots in Colombia, Venezuela, and even the Guyanas especially. We're seeing those solid red shadings. Rainfall amounts probably up to an inch as we head through today. May not be as high, but again, there's a tropical wave coming in. So scattered showers, thunderstorms likely across the Lesser Antilles. And with some of these periods of some quick heavy downpours, there could be some instances of flooding in the more vulnerable areas. And may also be a little bit active later today within the vicinity of the Virgin Islands and a few spots in Puerto Rico. ABC Islands, a couple showers may pass by. And for Hispaniola, going towards the southern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, there could be some scattered showers and thunderstorms around as well. Now heading on to our disturbances, and this one still given that 20% chance of formation. Again, that airflow pressure has not yet formed, but as it is going to be moving generally westward, even a bit of west-northwest as well, we could see it develop and potentially become something. As I said, there are still those trends that support development, and I'm seeing something a little bit different of more the tracks for the ensembles shifting the system, keeping it more on a westward track. So there's been a little bit of a southern shift in the tracks, taking the system more into the Caribbean. So we'll be looking at that shortly. But as for that next area, as I said, 10% chance of formation. We may see it try to acquire some tropical characteristics in the short term, but the chance is really not much right now. But we'll see if it decides to surprise us through today. And going on to the ensembles now, we're taking a look at the Euro ensembles, and we can see them here. And this goes through Wednesday evening, so going to the middle of next week. And by that time, we see all these L's, so the ensembles are still expecting that we could see an airflow pressure potentially get itself together, maybe as a tropical depression or tropical storm, and enter the Caribbean. So as I said, there's kind of a southern shift because these tracks, there are more tracks taking the system, maybe just north of the Caribbean. And we kind of have more of these taking the system into the Caribbean. So a weaker system would tend to trot a bit more to the west. And then behind that, we can see a lot of members picking up on that next area that may follow behind. So that could be a secondary system. Then for GFS, we see similar trends here. We can see all of these different members taking an airflow pressure into the Caribbean, and we see that next cluster west of the Cabo Verde Islands. And this goes out to the similar time here, Wednesday of next week on the 4th of September. So we definitely want to watch it and see what's going to be happening eventually. If it seems as though something is really going to try to form, then the formation chances are going to eventually increase. But since the area was highlighted, it's holding at 20% just for right now. But we'll see what eventually goes on. And of course, I'm here to keep you updated as per usual. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you in this updates video, just giving you a general update on what's going on across the Atlantic and what's expected today in terms of rainfall. So I hope you found this video to be informative. However, if you do have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll get to you when I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.